of people are successful in fulfilling their resolutions, right? So the success rate is very low, materially speaking, right? But in spiritual, Krishna says there is no failure. Whatever little bit you do is your permanent asset, right? And he says that twice. Once he says that in second chapter, and then he says that in sixth chapter as well. So whatever little thing you do in spiritual life will save you from most dangerous situation, he says in second chapter. And in sixth chapter he says that whatever spiritual activity you do is your permanent asset. Even if you are not successful in this lifetime, whatever you have done is not a failure. That's your permanent asset, and you will be born with that asset in your next life. Right? So the research says that 23% of people quit their resolution by end of first week, and 43% quit by the end of January. So it's pretty glaring. The main reason people fail in their New Year resolution is they are not fully convinced about the need for change, and hence they lack motivation to carry on. What is the requirement, right? A lot of common thing people is like, I'm going to quit alcohol. But then they realize that what is the need to quit alcohol, right? Because everybody else is drinking. So they think it's what is the need, right? So they lack motivation. So that's the biggest reason for failure. The article I was reading, it says the three other reasons for failure is obstacles. So there are obstacles in material world. Anything you commit to, there is always an obstacle, right? And then the next is resolution is not measurable, so people lose focus. And there is no accountability, is lacking, so people are not answerable to anyone. If you take a self-improvement resolution, you are only accountable to yourself. You're not accountable to any other person. And slowly you lose the focus, right? But like I said, the beauty of spiritual life is the success is guaranteed. So bhakti is a scientific process, right? And the acharyas, they have given great details in the books like Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Nectar of Instruction. Those are the two key books if you want to understand what bhakti is. So Navda Bhakti was also spoken by Shabri in Ramayana, right? So it's a 9-step process. And the very first step is firm faith. You need to have Adav Shraddha. First step is to have faith that this is a good thing I'm doing. The second step is Sadhu Sangha. The third step is Bhajan Kriya, so chanting. So these are the three main ones. Once we are deeply into these three, the other 6 will just follow through, right? So Adav Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya. And that's what we are doing here right now. So we have faith. That's why on 31st of December, we all are assembled here. Probably 40 other places you could have gone, but you chose to come to temple because you have faith, right? And then Sadhu Sangha is association with like-minded people. So we are all associating with each other, and we are doing Bhajan Kriya as well. So we did Kirtan, and we are talking about Krishna, His glories, His opulence. So these 3 steps are the most important things in bhakti. I'll read briefly about the next 6 ones. So next one is Anartha Nivritti, which is elimination of unwanted habits in spiritual life. And then you become steady in your practice, so it's called Nishtha. And then you develop a taste for bhakti, which is Ruchi. So you have a deep interest that this is what the goal of life is. And slowly you progress on to next one, which is attachment to Krishna. So you become attached to Krishna. You're not just having a taste and then you lose the taste. No, the taste becomes permanent. So you're attached. And then eventually the emotions come through, the bhava comes through, and then you develop love for Krishna. So that's the 9-step process. But we'll focus on first 3 if we are able to do first three nicely and we reach a stage of steadiness, which is the fourth step, then we will be through with our, practice of bhakti will be very strong.